However, their husband slash wife is awful.
All
As we
right,
go into the Flynn in
Lynn.
I'm gonna say Flynn versus Stripe. Let me be very clear. In this matchup, it feels very cheesy, as far as I'm concerned. It is whoever opens up and gets to kill first. Flynn, we all know, is a little bit cheesy.
Might be a tough one.
The whole backpack, the sword into backpack bullshit, kind of feels bad consistently. And it's a little cheesy.
You call it cheesy, I call it vintage Flacoco. I say if Anthos can do the same 12 moves over and over again, everyone should be allowed to do so. Flacoco now going for a downward spike, securing that edge very, very quickly. Stripe is going to be a difficult opponent for Flacoco to go up against, who's able to deal a lot of damage very, very quickly. As we see the chainsaw now being used to get back on stage. There is the use of the skateboard and the use of the firearm there, securing the first point.
I didn't realize how close to the blast zone Finn was in that very moment. That was fucking insane. Let me be very real. Finn has a lot of really quick combos that can kill anybody off stage, but the whole self-exploding mechanic that Stripe has and the chainsaw are very big destroying hitboxes and can let Stripe have the advantage that he now has. You can tell that Stripe basically has a full percent on the Finn, but Finn just, it says, oh, you're gonna challenge me? I'm a grandmaster. What are you? 200 ELO. I'm better than that. In fact, it almost feels like Finn's about to sacrifice a full stock. No, he doesn't. But it almost felt like it. 2 stocks up to 1. No, Flacoco, you can't do this. No, Flacoco!
Vintage Flacoco comes out once again, securing the point out of absolutely nowhere. A beautiful capitalizing on the positioning of Stripe there does get the 3rd point. Flacoco is going to go into the 2nd round with advantage.
Were you expecting that, CJ?
I always expect vintage Flacoco. I feel like I'm the only one that is constantly aware and looking for it, it seems. But Flacoco, once again, executes that signature combination of moves that does secure the victory, as it does consistently for them.
I'm calling you out right the fuck now. There was no consistency in that combo.
If there's no consistency, why does it work every time?
It didn't work every time. That was a new combo that Flacoco was like, I'm gonna call out your movement. Oh fuck, you jumped. I'm gonna hit you because I thought you were gonna jump. Oh fuck, you dodged. I'm gonna hit you because you dodged. That was 3 sequences of Flacoco calling out the movement of this very good, mind you, very good Stripe player that is MalignantAuto. He just called out his movement 3 times in a row and got a stock off of it to win game 1. What a fucking goat.
It is the dark horse versus the underdog. It's an incredibly heated conversation to have on, the execution of this matchup. But what we have, we cannot deny the results that are in front of us.
It's almost like Rain Dog versus my Arya and or Harley Quinn. It's all current patch issue.
See, you're too worried about your own matches that you lose. I am worried about what's right in front of us, and what's right in front of us is round 2 of the semi-finals matchup between Malignant and Flacoco. We are going to Cromulus, where those stereos and that floating platform in the center creates a very, very claustrophobic matchup for both of these opponents. It's going to be a lot of damage very, very quickly. This is going to get heated.
I'm interested to see if either character actually destroys the side platforms. I think Stripe is marginally, explicitly marginally, more advantageous with the side platforms being up. It looks like there's a version without that being a problem. So we have Stripe going into this battle with a marginal advantage because it's so close. Both of these characters play so similar, and Stripe really just wants to be in your face. And honestly, Finn has a hard time with characters that exist right outside of their sword range. But that's kind of the same with Stripe. It's just Stripe's range is slightly smaller than Finn. So it is really anybody's game. You can kind of tell that everyone's getting 1-2 hit combos. Finn's at 1-0, not 1-0, just 0, losing their first stock, while Stripe is just going to be straight hits, staying at 38%, 40%.
Stripe now securing that ledge very effectively in a second stock immediately. It looks like Finn very much fumbled that, trying to keep hold of the ledge. Looks like they are going to try and go for another downward spike elimination that we saw in the last round. They do execute it this time. They may be able to play a little bit of a catch up, but Stripe has an entire stock insurance going into this next fight, securing the ledge once again, using the explosion to create distance, and now using those deadly talons that the character has at their disposal in order to keep themselves from losing. Oh, we may have lost Malignant here. Yep, we have lost Malignant. We are gonna get this sorted for you as quickly as possible. These technical difficulties are to be expected. They happen a lot because MultiVersus is a perfect game with no flaws whatsoever, we promise.
I will say that I do think this is a difficult matchup ultimately for both characters. It is very momentum based. Both are rushdown characters. Both are very reliant on reading the opponent's in other games, how I describe it as tempo. When I'm like coaching and stuff. Finn and Stripe have similar tempo. They want to immediately disrupt whatever your main goal is. To just throw it out an example that we haven't seen today specifically. Joker's tempo is about getting the right card set up. So you throw a card, you throw a second card. Now both Finn and Harley and Stripe, all three of those characters are both all rush down characters. Kind of know that you're trying to take advantage of that moment, because they know that they're going to take advantage of that moment and abuse you, try to make you do whatever you're trying to do, play your own game and abuse that moment while you're trying to play your own game. Now in this matchup, which is Finn versus the Stripe, both players are aware of the moment that they need to abuse, the very punishable moment, and they're trying to capitalize. We're going back into game 2. I honestly don't have a good read on the matchup because both of them are doing so good of a job of punishing the big whiff. That's really the big thing, is that Flacoco will try to go for a backpack or an up attack or a side attack, and all of a sudden Stripe will be behind him.
So as I would say, these two have agreed to reset the match to where they were previously. So we're going to get even damage set up.
If anything, can we get W's for both of those players? Because There's nothing more respectful than being like, dog, my internet fucked up. You want to start over again from the beginning? He's like, no, let's start over from the moment that your internet started fucking up. And they're going into it.
And
Now,
immediately Finn maybe answering back with an elimination. Went for the downward spike. Stripe was looking for it. Went to try and survive, which they do, but Finn able to capitalize, and we're right back to one stock apiece. Finn at 69, Stripe at 0.
Stripe just needs to find the tempo immediately after, like right there, immediately after Finn tries to swing, because as soon as Stripe honestly finds that moment where he could punish, Stripe just kills. And Finn is at kill percent, but so is Stripe. As
Vintage
Flacoco kills at 56%. There's not much that you can do about that against a Finn.
There is the signature combo that Flacoco has flaunted countless times in these tournaments. And it looks like we've got a little bit more of an internet problem, so we are going to try and get set up for that third round as soon as possible. As Malignant is going to get back in with us ASAP, but we will be ready to go very shortly. Let's see if we have any updates on the rest of the brackets for you guys. Things are moving along rather quickly down in the lower bracket. Mott's was able to secure a 2-1 victory against Conehead, who is now going up against Moises that has just begun. Nano was able to beat Horn in a 2-0 victory and is going up against Antos. Very good luck to you. Veteran was able to beat Gorify in a 2-1 victory. So Gorify has now been eliminated from the tournament. Gorify put in a wonderful performance earlier on up against Brian Yee. And so now Veteran is going to be waiting for Skemore and Dead Tails to complete their matchup, which is currently underway. And then whoever wins out of Moises, Mott's, Anthos, and Nano's little series of matches will be going on to face Misty C in the quarterfinals.
Hey, CJ?
Mm-hmm.
Your beautiful voice talks about these matches so much, but how do you feel about video games? Do you like playing video games?
Less than I used to.
Would it make you feel better if those video games were slightly less expensive than they are now?
That would certainly sweeten the pot a little bit.
Well, if you're in chat, CJ, you can hit exclamation point CD keys and get some discount on some of the games that you're looking to play, making it feel a little bit better, a little bit more exciting to just, get games at prices that you can afford. Hit exclamation point CD keys, especially if you want to help out the Cracked Media the family. We're family, right? Not like a mafia family. We're not doing anything illegal, I don't think.
You don't think? The less you know, the better.
True. And if you also want to, support Cracked Media, you can sub to the channel, or honestly, if you go to our website, crack-media.com, that's the best way to consume our content, whether it's blogs, art, videos. Honestly, the streams, like today, the best way to consume it is crack-media.com. As we go into the next game. Are we going into the next game? This is Flacoco versus...
This is going to be round. I do believe we are going into the third round, going into Trophy's Edge. It looks like Flacoco is 2 points up. Malignant has just said for the point to go through, uncontested. So I believe that is what we are going to carry across. So I am curious how the stage is going to play for these two. Obviously, those floating platforms kind of benefit both, really, with the amount of juggling that we've seen of them in the last couple of rounds. But I gotta back Flacoco. I gotta back our underdog from last week.
I'm just saying that the Stripe has a lot of moments. Stripe is, if anything, like I said, the Reed character.
Do these momos really think they can beat
As
us?
soon as Stripe gets in, it is a problem consistently. And I know that Flacoco here is getting the first opening, getting 24 damage on the Stripe, but this is a dangerous position consistently because Stripe, just like the Finn, can close out any stock anytime. It is a waiting game for both these characters.
Absolutely, as Stripe secures the edge very early on in this matchup, but Finn getting a nice downward spike, looks for Vintage Flacoco, looks for that spinning backpack move that we see time and time again, isn't able to secure the kill on this occasion, but does a nice amount of damage as Stripe tries to close the distance now, trying to get set up with that aerial juggle, getting a lot of damage in very quickly, evening up the match here. Flacoco finally able to dodge, but they're caught right back in the combo, and there is the kick from Stripe, able to eliminate Finn, get that point up on their side, and now once again securing that edge, looking for a second elimination maybe, but Finn is able to stay alive, maybe trying to lure Stripe into a false sense of security.
Malignant is doing this thing where they're trying to find extra credit where there isn't any to be had, and you see that because Flacoco easily closes out the stock count, evening everything up, but Stripe has these big tools that can really stuff out Finn consistently. The chainsaw, the up B, the bomb, but because he's not able to find that momentum, Finn just dip, damn, bop. I'm not a rapper. The gremlin into the bottom plaza.
You've lost me on that one, I
That's
can't
fine.
lie.
That's
But it
fine.
looks
I'm
like
not a rapper.
Flacoco went for another elimination. We could be looking for it here. Tried to end this very quickly, very early. 4 minutes, 45 seconds on the clock. Both playing incredibly close to the edge. Stripe is able to secure that elimination, able to keep themselves alive in this competition. But it looks like Flacoco once again trying to secure that uppercut. Trying to get the elimination, it doesn't follow through. Malignant does need to secure this point if they want any chance of going on to the winners finals. But once again, Flacoco looking for that downward spike, not able to follow it off, playing very safe, avoiding the damage as best they can, knowing that Stripe is going to be looking for a risky play to try and end this. Does not try and follow up on the bite there. Flacoco once again securing the edge, the floating platform now able to help Stripe back onto stage, get the reset that they need, getting closer and closer to even, but the spinning backpack is going to secure the elimination. Flacoco